Hey, it's Scott, and I'm fired up to be with you today. We're diving deep into something that, let's be honest, can feel like a punch to the gut. But I promise you, on the other side of this understanding is a level of power and freedom you may have never experienced before. You're touching on something deeply human, the harsh reality that no one is coming to save you and you have to solve your own problems. It's painful, but there's real power in facing it. Here's how you can approach it with clarity and strength. It's about looking life straight in the eye and saying, okay, this is on me and I can handle it. You see, so many people out there are waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to give them permission, waiting for a hero to swoop in and fix things. But what if I told you that the hero you're waiting for is already inside you? What if the permission you seek is your own to grant? This isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. It's about reclaiming your agency, your ability to shape your destiny regardless of the circumstances you face. It's about understanding that the challenges, the roadblocks, the setbacks, they are not stop signs. They are invitations to dig deeper, to become stronger, to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Today, we're not just going to talk about this. We're going to give you a roadmap, a step-by-step guide to cultivate that unshakable self-reliance, that inner warrior who doesn't just face problems, but seeks them out as opportunities for growth. We're going to transform that feeling of being overwhelmed into a feeling of, I've got this, because you do. It's time to stop outsourcing your power and start owning your solutions. Are you ready to step up? Are you ready to unleash that force within you? Let's do this. All right, let's get straight to the core of it, the absolute foundation of taking control of your life and your problems. It's what I call radical responsibility. This means understanding, truly internalizing that nobody else is going to fix your life for you. Not your parents, as much as they might love you, not your partner, no matter how supportive they are, not your friends, your boss, or society at large. That might sound harsh, might sting a little, but listen closely. It's also incredibly freeing. Think about it. The moment you fully accept that the buck stops with you, that it's your job and your job alone to create the life you desire, something incredible happens. You stop waiting. You stop hoping. You stop passively wishing things were different, and you ignite the engine of action. You start. So, how do you cultivate this? You start by asking yourself a powerful question in every situation, especially the tough ones. What part of this is within my control? Forget about what others should do. Forget about fairness. Forget about how things ought to be. Focus relentlessly on your sphere of influence. Even if it feels like 99% of the situation is outside your control, there's always that 1% you influence. Your attitude, your response, your next small action. And stop waiting for perfect conditions, my friend, because they don't exist. They're a myth. The time to act is now, with what you have from where you are. This acceptance isn't about blame. It's about reclaiming your power to steer the ship, no matter how stormy the seas. It's about saying, this is my life, and I am the captain. Now, when you're facing a problem, especially a big one, it's natural to feel a storm of emotions. Pain, fear, frustration, anger, confusion, these are all valid human experiences. Don't try to suppress them. Don't pretend they're not there. Acknowledge them. Say, okay, I feel scared right now. Or, man, this situation is making me angry. Give yourself that moment, but here's the critical pivot. Problems are not solved by emotion. They are solved by logic, by strategy, and by decisive action. Lingering in the emotion, letting it paralyze you or dictate your moves, that's where you lose your power. The emotion is the signal, not the solution. It's the alarm bell telling you something needs attention, but it's not the firefighter who puts out the blaze. So once you've acknowledged how you feel, you consciously shift gears. You move into problem-solving mode. This is where you ask the next crucial question. What are my options? Not why is this happening to me or whose fault is this, but what can I about this? Start brainstorming. List out every possible course of action, no matter how small or outlandish it might seem at first. This mental shift from being a victim of your feelings to becoming an architect of your solutions is where the magic happens. It's about channeling that emotional energy, that intensity, into constructive forward-moving steps. You're taking the raw fuel of emotion and refining it into high-octane strategic action. Let's be real, big problems can feel absolutely overwhelming, like staring up at an unclimbable mountain. That feeling of being swamped, of not knowing where to even begin, can shut you down before you even start. But here's a secret. The most successful problem solvers know you don't conquer the mountain in one giant leap. You conquer it step by step, piece by piece. So the next powerful technique is to break that massive, intimidating problem down into smaller, manageable pieces. Think of it like dissecting a complex machine to understand how it works, or cutting a giant feast into bite-sized portions. You need to make it digestible for your mind and actionable for your life. Start by asking, what's the of this issue? Not just the surface symptoms, but what's really underneath it all. Sometimes what we think is the problem is just a consequence of a deeper, unaddressed challenge. Once you have a clearer picture, then ask, what's one small, tiny, almost insignificant step I can take? Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now or in the next few hours. It could be making a phone call, sending an email, doing 10 minutes of research, or writing down a plan. Understand this. Even a 1% improvement, a 1% step forward, compounds massively over time. It's about creating momentum. Each small win builds confidence and clarity for the next step. So often when we're faced with a daunting challenge, our first instinct is to look outside ourselves for solutions, for resources, for help. We think, I don't have what it takes, or I need something more. But I want to challenge that thinking right now. More often than not, you already possess the knowledge, the experience, the resilience, or the innate talents you need to tackle what's in front of you. The problem isn't a lack of tools. It's that you're underestimating the incredible toolkit you carry within you every single day. You've been through things before. You've learned lessons. You've developed strengths, even if you don't always recognize them. I want you to do an exercise. Take out a piece of paper or open a document and write down every similar challenge, every difficult situation, every seemingly insurmountable obstacle you've overcome in your life. Big or small, it doesn't matter. What did you do? How did you feel? What strengths did you call upon? What did you learn? Tap into your own history as concrete, undeniable evidence that you can do this. You faced adversity before, and you're still here, stronger for it. Those past victories are not just memories, they are reservoirs of power, blueprints for success that you can access right now. Don't discount your journey. It has forged you. In our culture, we often glorify these big, dramatic moments of breakthrough, these flashes of intense effort. And yes, intensity has its place, but when it comes to truly solving persistent problems and achieving lasting change, there's a far more powerful force at play: consistency. Solving your problems, building the life you want, isn't usually about one heroic, grand gesture. It's about the small, steady, persistent actions you take day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. It's the relentless chipping away, the unwavering commitment to the process that ultimately carves mountains. Think about it. Water carves canyons, not through sheer force in a single moment, but through a constant, steady flow over eons. You need to build habits around your problem-solving efforts. Set clear, achievable daily or weekly goals. Establish deadlines not as sources of pressure, but as anchors for your focus. Track your progress, no matter how small, because seeing those incremental gains fuels your motivation and reinforces your new identity as someone who follows through. The key is to get better at sticking with it, developing that muscle of discipline. It's about showing up day after day and doing the work. That's where the real transformation lies, in the power of consistent, dedicated effort. Chapter 6, Cut the Excuses. All right, this is where we get really honest, where we shine a bright light on one of the biggest saboteurs of progress: excuses. Let me tell you a harsh truth, but a truth that can set you free. Most excuses are sophisticated lies we tell ourselves to avoid discomfort, to avoid effort, and ultimately to avoid responsibility. I don't have time, I don't have the money, I'm not smart enough, it's too hard, the timing isn't right, someone else should do it. Sound familiar? These phrases are like chains, anchoring you to your current circumstances, preventing you from taking the very actions that will solve your problems. The moment you catch yourself making an excuse, I want you to pause and challenge it. Is it really true, or is it a convenient story you're telling yourself? Instead of saying, I can't, I want you to flip the script and start asking, how can I? That simple shift in language changes everything. It moves you from a position of powerlessness to one of resourcefulness. It opens your mind to possibilities instead of shutting it down with limitations. Understand this. You don't always need more motivation to solve your problems. You need more discipline. Discipline is doing what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about choosing your commitments over your comfort. Cut the excuses, and you cut the chains. Chapter 7. Educate yourself. No matter what problem you're facing, no matter how unique or overwhelming it feels to you right now, I can almost guarantee you one thing. You are not the first person to walk this path. Someone, somewhere, has dealt with something similar, has navigated these treacherous waters, and has found a way through. This is incredibly empowering because it means there are answers, there are strategies, there are blueprints for success available to you if you're willing to seek them out. This is where the commitment to educate yourself becomes paramount. Don't try to reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. Stand on the shoulders of giants. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos, take courses, ask questions relentlessly, seek out mentors, coaches, or even just people who have achieved what you want to achieve or overcome what you want to overcome. Learn from their mistakes so you don't have to repeat them. Study their successes so you can model them. There are very few truly new problems under the sun. The principles of success, of problem solving, of resilience are timeless. Your job is to become a sponge, to absorb this knowledge, and then, and this is crucial, to apply it to your specific situation. Adapt what you learn to fit your circumstances. Knowledge is potential power. Applied knowledge is true power. Chapter 8. Be your own advocate. There will be times on this journey, my friend, when you feel alone. Times when it seems like no one understands what you're going through, or worse, when people actively doubt you or discourage you. There will be moments when the support system you thought you had crumbles, or simply isn't equipped to help you with the specific battle you're fighting. In these moments, when you look around and it feels like no one is coming, when the cheerleaders are silent, you have to become your own staunchest advocate, your own loudest cheerleader, your own unwavering source of support and belief. This is absolutely critical. You need to cultivate that inner voice, that resilient part of you that says, okay, no one's coming to rescue me, but that's all right, because I've got me. I believe in my ability to figure this out. I am strong enough. I am resourceful enough. I will not give up on myself. You have to be the one to pick yourself up when you fall, to dust yourself off, and to keep moving forward, even when every fiber of your being wants to quit. This isn't about arrogance. It's about profound self-trust and self-reliance. It's about knowing deep in your core that you are your own greatest asset. When you can be that unwavering champion for yourself, you become an unstoppable force. The power is yours. Take action now. So there you have it. It's a cold truth, isn't it? Life doesn't owe you help. It doesn't owe you an easy path, but it absolutely unequivocally rewards action. It rewards persistence, and it rewards self-reliance. Facing the reality that you have to solve your own problems might feel daunting at first, but I hope you see now that it's also the key to unlocking your greatest power. Solving your own problems doesn't mean you go it completely alone forever. Of course, we connect, we collaborate, we support each other. But it does mean you're the one who initiates the change. You are the catalyst. No one is coming to solve your problems for you. In the end, when you look back on your life, the only thing that will truly matter, the only judgment that will count, is whether you can say, I did my best. I gave it my all. I faced my challenges head on. So I ask you right now, with all the intensity and love I can muster, are you doing your best? Are you truly stepping up to the plate for your own life? If you're facing a specific problem now, something that feels overwhelming, I want you to know you're not stuck. You have the capacity within you. And if you need it, I can help you think through it, step by step. Let's ignite that power. Don't let this just be another video you watched. Take one thing, just one insight or strategy we talked about today and apply it. Right now, what's that first step you're going to take to accept radical responsibility? How will you shift from emotion to strategy? What small piece of that big problem can you tackle today? The power is in the doing. The transformation is in the action. This is the Bandit, reminding you that you are more powerful than you think. Go out there and prove it to yourself. Solve your problems. Create your life. I believe in you.